Hello everyone and welcome to the Cowboy Tweet Tracker. My name is Paul.
My name is Kira, and we're wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
That's right, this is the special holiday episode of the Cowboy Tweet Tracker, and we are excited because I'll tell you what, I just got back from Tampa, Florida, where I was at the Cowboy game, and Kira, you can see here I am with my buddy Walt, and do you know how close we are to the field?
I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what, we were row number 3. So we got a really good shot of Tony Romo and all the people there. And I'll tell you what, the Cowboy fans were loud.
And one question.
Yeah.
Were there more Cowboy fans or more Tampa fans?
I would say it was about 50-50. It was. When you looked out in the stadium, there was a lot of silver and blue out there. And not as much orange. So I think maybe even more Cowboy fans possibly. So this is actually a shot that I took from the end zone while Jesse Holley was getting ready before the game when he was praying. And then we have a shot here of Terrence Newman and Jay Ratliff as well, and before the game as well. Now this guy here, I couldn't resist taking a picture of him. Michael Irvin, you know him?
No, I don't.
Well, he is a former Hall of Fame player, Cowboy great. In the center we have Tony Romo, and he was huddling the guys up there. And then in the right-hand corner, you know, I figured that everyone always shows pictures of receivers and running backs and DeMarcus Ware. But you know who I got there in the right-hand corner? I got Montre Holland. And he's a big guy, isn't he?
I agree.
Okay. Moving on. Our first tweet coming up, so actually getting into the tweets is what we're all about, is from none other than
Dan Bailey.
That's right, and he is the kicker for the Cowboys. He says, our fans were louder than Tampa's last night, and we were on the road. Awesome. Next
they
tweet.
weren't actually on a road.
Well, they're not actually on a road. That's right. They were playing at a different stadium. You're right. All right, who's the next tweet from?
Marcus Spears.
That's right. He says, back at 3 a.m., up at 8 a.m., at work at 9:45 a.m. We are grinding Cowboy Nation. God bless you all this Sunday morning. So this was actually after the game. This was Sunday, immediately after. So do you know how many hours of sleep they got?
5.
5 hours. That's good. Good math. All right, so they got 5 hours of sleep, and they were back at it at work on Sunday morning. So got to give them credit. Next tweet comes from?
Brady James.
That's right. He says, when life throws you lemons, I say chop them and screw them and make lemonade. And that was actually a tweet we covered from last week. This week he says, Terrence Newman says, throw them back and get some Bacardi. Actually an adult drink, so you know, this is only for adults in this part. But so that's a unique perspective from Brady.
And the pink gloves are to help fight cancer.
That's right. He's wearing pink gloves because Brady is a big advocate for fighting cancer.
And you really don't see much guys wearing pink like that.
That's true. So you gotta be confident in your masculinity. All right. Next tweet comes out from
Barry Church.
Barry Church. That's right. And I'll tell you what, he actually had. You know what he had injured?
His arm.
His arm. That's right. He had, I think, a dislocated shoulder or something of that nature. And he says, I hate hospitals. And the reason he was in the hospital because he had her surgery. And here's a picture of him. Doesn't look like a happy camper, does he?
No.
Yeah, so poor Barry, but we're hoping he gets well. All right, next tweet comes from?
Felix Jones.
That's right, running back. And he has a really interesting kind of philosophical tweet this week. He says, the media runs today's society. Moral of the story, don't hang on their every word. And what do you think this is all about?
I don't know.
It's kind of confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think what Felix was this year or this week, he was taking a lot of heat because he was injured again. I think a lot of reporters were writing that he was injury prone. So I think that was just kind of his subtle way of coming back on that. Now, our next tweet is from Martellus Bennett. That's right. He's a tight end for the Cowboys. Now, he had this crazy idea. We covered it early in the Cowboy Tweet Tracker show. He actually wanted to make a movie about some French chef doing things, and he was going to star in it. But they needed $600 to make the movie, and he was going to call on fans to help contribute towards the $600. And so he had a fan here that tweeted out, check out the Marty is Dope commercial. And the commercial was to promote getting people to contribute to the film. But you know what happened, Kira?
Huh.
I'll show you what happened. It got canceled. And you know why it got canceled?
Why?
Because only one person contributed $55.
That's not that much.
That's not that much. And they only needed $600 to make the movie, which is still a lot, but you would think a Cowboy could afford that, right?
Yeah, because they make a lot of money.
Yeah. So here, the movie Fried Banana Ice Cream, unfortunately, never saw the light of day. Canceled due to budgetary constraints. All right, next tweet comes out from...
Alex Albright.
That's right. He's a great linebacker for the Cowboys in the making, and he apparently was out with Bruce Carter for a dinner and said Bruce Carter ordered all this for himself to eat, and then he tweets this picture. And what do you think of that? Now, have you ever seen your dad order that much food?
No.
That's good. I'm glad you said that.
Actually, nobody.
Nobody, right? So that is a ton of food, and I don't know. It looks like some quesadillas, maybe some chicken. Do you know what that is in the front?
I'm not sure, but it looks like a corn dog without a stick. Then somebody put frosting all over.
It might, it's probably just as many calories. I think it's mozzarella sticks, fried mozzarella. So probably a lot of calories in that plate.
But what restaurant is that?
I don't know, kind of look like Fridays or something, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so next tweet. Who's this from?
Marcus Spears.
That's right. Now, Kira, a lot of people underestimate Cowboy football players. Don't think that they have the intellect to play in the real business world. But you know what Marcus says?
What?
He says, stock market is rallying at the end of the year. This could be big. So this sounds like a guy who knows how to manage money, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, let's go on. Our next tweet coming up from...
Frank Walker.
That's right. This guy is hilarious. We got quite a few tweets here from him. He says, quote, never fall asleep at the nail shop. This is what happens when they got me. And here he is.
They got a pic of him.
They got a picture of him. And I think it's kind of funny because, I mean, here he is, this big rough and tumble cornerback, right? But he's getting his nails done all the time, huh?
Yeah.
But, hey, to each his own, right? I mean, whatever makes him play better. All right, next tweet is also from...
Wait,
Still some Frank Walker, that's right. And he says, man, I thought the Steelers had gangsters, not snitches. Stop snitching on my dog, Abe Elam. Y'all went to the same school, Leatherback.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what this means?
Oh, and speaking of his dog,
Yeah?
we have a dog named Romo, and he's named after Tony Romo.
That's right.
Well, not really named after. Well, we got him from a little lady, and his name happened to be Romo.
That's right. What a great coincidence, right, fans? All right, so here, let me break this down for you. Here's what Frank Walker is saying. James Harrison, plays for the Steelers, got suspended because of his vicious hits. Harrison, instead of just taking it like a man, went out and actually tried to call out plays that other players had done and delivered vicious hits, and they didn't get fined. Kind of like, well, how come not them? And so he brought a case up of Abe Elam as an example. So, it's like, Harrison, just play your own game and worry about your own game.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, right? All right, so this actually isn't from a player. This tweet is from...
Derek Edelin?
Close. Derek Eagleton. And Derek is a broadcaster for the Dallas Cowboys. He does some of their podcasts and radio shows. And he says, individual Christmas cards from Frank Walker to all Cowboys employees. Hilarious. And we've got a picture of actually the Christmas card. And Kira, can you describe it for us?
Well, I see a dollar bill that says on a budget.
Yeah, you know what this means? This means Frank is saying that he doesn't have much money this year, and so that's the best he could do is to give everybody $1 for Christmas.
Well, it'd be worse if it was just a cent.
Yeah, that's true. He could have mailed out pennies, right?
Yeah.
Good point. All right, next one. This is a tough name. Tweeted from?
I don't know.
It's a tough name. Stephen McGee, who is the backup quarterback, the number 2 quarterback now for the Dallas Cowboys. And he actually retweeted somebody. He says, 4 stages of a man. Number 1, you believe in Santa. Number 2, you don't believe in Santa. Number 3, you are Santa. And number 4, you look like Santa, right? So I thought that was kind of funny. You don't see many tweets from him, but they are funny when you do get them.
3 and 4 kind of mean like the same thing.
That's true, right? All right, now here Brady James has an interesting tweet. He says, my best Christmas as a kid was when I got 2 bikes and a scooter. My parents miscommunicated and couldn't even take them back. The best. What about you? So what do you think of that, Kira? He got, as a child, he got 2 bikes for one Christmas.
Well, I have 1 bike, but it's a little big for me. And my dad doesn't have any, and neither does my mom.
Yeah, see? So, man, Brady was real lucky, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving now, we're getting to the wrap-up part. The rest of the tweets are going to be from Gerald Sensabaugh, right? Gerald Sensabaugh.
Long name.
Long name. He's a safety for the Cowboys. He said the first 2 people to send me authentic photos of them donating to a Salvation Army bell ringer bucket get footballs. And he had autographed footballs that he was giving away. And so you know what? Within minutes, somebody actually tweeted him that picture.
In literally minutes.
Literally minutes, yeah. And so they got a football out of the deal. So pretty cool for Sensabaugh for doing that. And then another one, he says here, kiddos playing football in daddy's old helmets, ETSU Buccaneers.
Now...
And Dobbins Bennett High School Indians.
And now raise your right hand and think this is funny.
I think this is funny. All right, so there they are. So
now I think the one with the yellow hat is, 6, and the, red hat, like the burgundy hat.
Yeah.
I think he is 4.
Probably pretty close. But they look like they're going to do some serious damage in the living room, right? I mean, they look like the next thing they're going to do is do some breakdowns or some tackling drills, huh?
Yeah, they do. And now, Gerald said, they're going to wear my helmets, I'm going to wear their helmets.
That's right.
And now look at this.
You know what this reminds me of? When the players in the 70s, they used to have really small helmets, like in the early 70s, and real tight fitting, not much padding in them. And so this looks like what Sensabaugh would have been like if he would have been in the 1970s.
Yeah, he's going to give himself a head concussion.
Yeah, we don't want any concussions, Gerald. So make sure you wear your game regulation helmet. So that wraps it up for our tweets. We wanted to do one final thing here. We want to show you a couple of ornaments from our tree that we think are kind of special. Here, each year we put this up. This is our cowboy helmet ornament, and it goes very prominently on the tree. And then Kira has a very unique ornament as well.
This one has all the sports on it, and it's like on the television, and look what it does.
So we get a big kick out of that. So that wraps it up for the Cowboy Tweet Tracker. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. And a Happy New Year. And we'll see you in the next show. Hope you have fun, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.